Tarot with the Empress. So this is a segment where basically I kind of give off channeled messages. I'm going to be using the same deck that I used in my previous video. I really do love this deck. But basically today I wanted to do a very special reading. And the reading is going to be basically a message from your inner child. So if you're coming across this video and it resonates, it will be a message from your inner child, something that your inner child wants to let you know. I actually did a tarot like this on the new moon and it was a very beautiful reading. I did kind of get a little emotional. So I thought it would be nice to kind of give the same message to the collective. As a reminder, it really is important to listen to your intuition and have discernment. If you feel like this message is for you, then please feel free to listen. Okay, so the footage cut off from the tarot reading that I did about your message from your inner child. So we're going to be redoing it again. The sound cut off, so hopefully this one works better. We are going to be doing again a message from your inner child for the collective. So we're gonna clear the deck. Let's see what the message that you need to hear, the collective needs to hear about what their inner child wants to let them know. Oh, we got the first card that flew out, the 9 of Cups, okay? I've been doing my own personal readings and this card has definitely been a card that comes out every single time I do it. So if you are my collective, I'm sensing that again, there is a wish fulfillment that is unfolding. I mean, this card literally just flew out. And then we have the 4 of Wands at the bottom. So yeah, definitely something that you are celebrating that your inner child has been desiring for a long time. Let's get some more cards. And we also have the moon. So this one also has been resonating with me. Like you're not able to maybe see the full picture, but there is definitely something that is unfolding in the background. And I'm gonna see if there's other things that maybe might help you in order to see if this resonates. But it kind of gives this energy of like, it's been a long time coming. Like your inner child has kind of secured or really held on to whatever this desire is for a long time and maybe protected it while you were going through your own spiritual journey. I'm sensing a lot of people here are spiritual, also with the energy of the moon, someone that might be in touch a lot with their subconscious. They're in touch with their spiritual self. They're in touch with their emotions, very intuitive. The moon also gives very feminine energy because it is based on a 28-day cycle like women are. So it's kind of giving, again, this sense of like being very intuitive. And maybe you've been intuitively sensing this, or your inner child has been maybe trying to get your attention and maybe you've been kind of dismissing it, but intuitively, you know, something is about to shift. But you might not even know how good it is because again, 9 of Cups, 4 of Wands, like a lot about celebration, homecoming. Again, I'm sensing some kind of wish fulfillment coming in, but with the moon, I'm sensing again, I might not be able to give you a lot of details because it's supposed to be a surprise. If you're someone like me, you're someone who hates surprises, who doesn't like being thrown off, maybe you find yourself always like searching for like, oh, like when is something coming in? Or, you know, you like to know everything, you like to be in control. We have the Judgment card coming out. This is something that has been divinely prepared and something that you've been divinely called for a long time. Also with Judgment, I'm getting this energy if you've really felt trapped in your old life, specifically your inner child, this sense of confinement, right? Judgment, you can see the hand is like coming out from the dead. It's kind of like you kind of buried yourself alive in this old life and you felt dead to it. And now you're being called. Judgment Day is coming and you are being called to like rise. You are being called to awaken. And you're gonna know what this is because your inner child is connected to whatever this awakening is happening. We also have the Hermit mode. Some of you guys could be introverts. Some of you guys could be right now more isolated, or maybe you have taken some time for yourself. You're really focused on that internal work, or this has kind of been your journey. And with the Judgment card, I'm sensing this Hermit is coming to an end. You can kind of see that also the red. I don't know why the color red might be standing out. Red is aligned with your root chakra. Red, also kind of thinking Virgo season. That color was really resonating with me while I was in Virgo season. So maybe something significant happened to you during Virgo season. There were a lot of things happening in the cosmoses. We had that 999 portal, and then we had the 101010 portal just last week. So lots of changes, completion. We're like in the finale of the year. So a lot of things wrapping up. It's this energy of harvest. Like you are hitting the jackpot, and there's a sense of something that you've harvested that you are being called to you're being called towards. And if it wasn't for this hermit mode, this would have never happened, this sense of awakening. You had to go into solitude to really find out, what do you want out of life? The only way, in my personal opinion, that you can discover the things that you want, and specifically with your inner child, I'm sensing is that you needed to kind of be pulled away from a lot of like old distractions and things that were preventing you from really listening to your inner child. I'm sensing a collective that maybe is overgiving, tends to kind of pour a lot into others, and might get empathy burnout. That was something that stood out to me a couple of days ago, like empathy burnout. You're always understanding, you're always putting yourself in other people's shoes and pouring into people, but it's not really like being reciprocated. So that's the kind of energy that I'm sensing, is that you naturally are a very loving and open and giving person. We got the 8 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles as I split it. Like I literally just split it. And we got the 8 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. There's lots of movement happening. There's lots of action, forward, coming together is, I don't even know if that's the right word, but I'm sensing like a lot of movement, things just like falling together. And it's kind of like, this is something long-term. This is something stable. This is something that you do not want to rush or skip. Like there's no shortcuts is what I'm sensing. Like 10 of Pentacles, I'm thinking like this is long-term sustainability, long-term commitment. You can see also in the picture, there's like family. So maybe a lot of you have been desiring a family or have been seeking your soul family. For some people, that's been really resonating with me as well. Soul people, soul tribe, soul partner. A lot of you, again, with this energy of the hermit, maybe you're kind of a loner, and maybe this wish fulfillment or whatever is manifesting is kind of like your inner child finding people that make you feel more like home. Again, kind of like with the 4 of Wands as well. I can talk about homecoming. A lot of you are going to be stepping into a timeline where, again, there is more security, there is more stability. And the reason why you're embarking on this journey is because, again, you took the time to embark on a spiritual journey that most people tend to avoid, because honestly, like the spiritual journey is very hard. And if you are not ready to question everything that you know and everything that you believe in, if you are not ready to question the habits, the patterns, the routines that have affected your life, there's so much depth to a spiritual journey and there's so many different levels. I just went through one recently this summer where I really had to learn to surrender and trust in the universe. It was very difficult, but it was kind of like my own hermit mode, but I needed that because I feel more aligned now, and I feel I'm able to give these messages, and I'm sensing a lot of people in this collective might have gone through, I don't know, for some of you, maybe you resonate with me where this summer was very challenging. Maybe you were by yourself a lot. You had a lot of emotions rising. Like, I don't know, 2025 is also the year of change, year of ending. So maybe you had a lot of endings, and maybe the summer was kind of like things processing. Okay, we got the 5 of Swords. So that kind of makes sense. Like you've had a lot of these very challenging moments coming up that you've had to face. And you took the time in hermit mode to face these conflicts. The 5 of Swords can also signify ego. Ego tends to get labeled as bad, especially in the spiritual community. Contrary to popular belief, you do need your ego, okay? Your ego is meant to protect you. It's looking out for you. It can definitely have self-sabotaging tendencies, and it's not always, it's trying to protect you, but sometimes it doesn't do it the right way, and it serves its purpose. But what I'm sensing when it comes to this card, when I'm mentioning ego, I'm thinking of someone who maybe in their spiritual journey, they assume that they know what's going on. Okay, if you're like me, sometimes you think if you see angel numbers, If you see angel numbers or you see synchronicities, or, I do my own personal readings now, and I only listen to readings that match what I'm already confirming within myself. So maybe you feel like you know what's going on. But again, the moon, the universe is really trying to surprise you. The universe is really trying to catch you off guard. The universe is like, no, I don't want you to know what's going on. I want you to learn how to trust. I want you to learn how to surrender. And again, this year for you has been the year of the nine, lots of endings. If you've had a lot of things ending and you've had to be forced to surrender and trust into the universe, I definitely feel like this message is also for you, because it is not easy trusting. It is not easy surrendering. I don't care how many people like to throw those words around in the spiritual community. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you have a lot of hardship and trauma occurring. It can be very hard. And when your mental health is on the line, it feels like your sanity is on the line. It feels like you're going crazy. Okay. I don't want you guys to see me shuffling, but it can feel like you're going crazy, but in reality, you're not. You're not going crazy. It's just, there's a sense of misalignment is the word that's coming to mind. Maybe some of you feel misaligned with your environment, 5 of Swords. Maybe you feel like you've outgrown your environment, Ace of Cups, okay? There is something new that needs to come in that's going to shift this energy of stagnancy, feeling stuck. We have the Chariot and the Tower. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of things that had to be destroyed in order for things to start flowing. 5 of Swords, I'm also sensing maybe some discontent. Some of you could be discontent with the life that you are living. And it's probably why, again, going back to the wish fulfillment, this wish is coming in because, again, you've done that internal work. You've went internal. You went into your hermit mode. You took the time to figure out, what do you genuinely want? And now that you know what you want, or maybe this message is for someone that maybe is well aware of like their heart's desires. They've taken the time to connect. 11 as I'm looking at the clock. They took the time to connect with their inner child, and now they have figured out what they truly wanted. Again, it's like you're being called to something. You've been called to something. Your inner child, you're giving permission for your inner child to kind of run your life now, and it's answering a call, and you're going to let your inner child kind of take the reins because it is the reason that it has led to you. Something that's very connected to your heart center, something that you have wished for, prayed for. For some people, this could be years. Like I'm sensing years. Like this is long term. And as I'm filming this, by next week, Neptune is going to return into Pisces after 10 years. This is like a 10-10 sense of completion. There is a lot of things ending. Maybe something might occur next week that kind of seals the deal. I've also been called to do my own personal like sense of celebration. Like I decided to do a vision board for some reason and kind of figure out what do I want to see transpire and unfold moving forward. You don't have to wait until the beginning of the year. You can kind of start setting your New Year's resolutions now. Like, what do you want the next year to look like? How do you want this year to end? But it's giving this energy of it's supposed to kind of throw you off guard, especially after everything that's happened. The Chariot, the Tower, we also have the Empress. Like this is something that's supposed to come towards you. You're not supposed to go chasing this. It's supposed to come towards you. And maybe Ace of Pentacles as well underneath it, like lots of new beginnings. Maybe you've had a difficulty allowing things to unfold. Maybe you're a control freak. If you're like me, I'm a Capricorn moon, and Capricorn moons, oh my God, one of the most difficult placements. We are not only just stubborn to sometimes to our own fault, and it could be our own demise, but we tend to be very stuck in our ways. And especially when it comes to that emotional aspect, like go realm. Okay, we got the Queen of Wands as well. Like there's energy of like you've just been called to step into your power. Okay, it doesn't matter what you identify as. Like you have been called to step into your power, reclaiming your identity, reclaiming your sense of self. This spiritual journey that you have embarked in needed to happen. It needed to happen because now this is the position that you are going to be stepping into. This destruction on a spiritual, physical level as well, it needed to happen. I was thinking about this message that I heard a long time ago about, in order to break the matrix, you have to create a glitch, right? So it's this energy of you became the glitch. Sorry, one of the cards dropped. But it's this energy of like you became the glitch in your own reality. You're breaking this old reality. You're breaking this simulation apart because you know that you're supposed to be receiving something. You're supposed to be magnetizing something towards you. Again, some brand new beginning, some offer. It's supposed to be handed towards you. You're not supposed to go chase it. It is going to be given to you. You're going to receive it. The Empress, look at her. She's just sitting pretty, you know. She is relaxed. She is in her element, and she is going to receive this abundance, this new beginning. Okay, let's get some more messages from your inner child. If there's anything else for this collective when it comes to a message about their inner child. Sometimes the cards can be stubborn. Oh. The world. They always fly out. The world. Completion. A sense of completion. I'm also thinking the word expansion. Maybe there's been a desire to expand. Something about, okay, the hermit mode was your cocoon. I got the analogy. The hermit mode was your cocoon phase. You were taking the time to, again, when a caterpillar goes... When a caterpillar goes into their cocoon, they're basically disintegrating themselves in order to metamorphosize into that butterfly. And they have to learn, basically they don't understand what's going on. You can imagine it's probably like, even though it's natural and it's human nature, it's when you think about it like deeply, it's kind of disgusting that they have to like almost like destroy themselves in order to be reborn. It's disgusting, but it's also cool. And I feel like that's kind of like how you were spiritually. You had to disintegrate everything within you, and it was uncomfortable. God, I think I swallowed a hairball. So there's this sense of desire for expansion. It feels like you've just outgrown this environment, and your inner child is craving this adventure, this desire to explore. Maybe you want to travel. There's this desire, this nomadic, adventurous desire to just explore. I'm thinking also the Fool, like you are just ready to go. You're ready. You're kind of like at the airport. You're waiting to be called to board to get on this plane and head to your destination. Like it's kind of a sense of like closure. This year was a lot about receiving closure that you need because there's a brand new adventure for those who resonate. There's a brand new adventure for you. Like seriously, that's what I'm sensing, honestly. The Strength card and Queen of Pentacles as I split it. The Queen of Pentacles I like to look at she resembles internal abundance, okay? And with the Strength card, it's giving this energy of you've really taken the time to build this internal abundance and this inner strength. Oh God. These cards keep jumping out. Like I have the clumsiest hands, which can be useful for tarot because sometimes, you know, cards just fly out, especially when you're doing a message, but it can also be annoying because, you know, I'm always like shuffling and then it's like everything's coming out. But anyways, it's this energy of as a result of you building that internal abundance now and focusing on your spiritual strength. I think about like surrendering. I think about my own spiritual journey with surrendering and my spiritual journey when it comes to specifically this year. I had to learn how to rest. I really slowed down. I took the time to go on a leave, and it was a very difficult decision, but I knew I needed to do it because it felt like my life was on the line. And I know that could be very deep and very dark and even triggering for some people to talk about mental health, specifically depression, suicide ideation, anxiety. But I'm sensing this collective. Some of you might have gone through maybe a mental health crisis this year, but there's a sense of with the world coming in, like this self-destruction or this breakdown, like whatever happened, this big moment that kind of maybe turned your life 360 almost needed to happen to complete something, to kind of get rid of something so you could start this new life again. Let's get some more cards. Judgment again. Oh, we got the Devil, Eight of Wands, the Star, Knight of Cups, and Seven of Swords. Okay. What I'm sensing with the Knight of Cups, the Star, the Devil, Eight of Wands, Seven of Swords. Again, you've been called to do something, like Judgment again, like you're being called to something. I can't put my finger on it. You're probably not supposed to know, again, as I've mentioned before, but it's like you're being called to something. You're following your heart. The Knight of Cups, the Star, you're following your North Star. You are following your, oh my goodness. Seriously. Anyways. My energy is all over the place. Maybe that's what you feel like. Maybe you feel clumsy. I notice sometimes like when I feel like I'm more spiritually maybe frustrated or anxious, I tend to be even more clumsier. So I'm always dropping things or, you know, banging into stuff, like just being very clumsy, very, you know, la out of it. And that's kind of what you feel like. But the North Star, you're following your North Star. The Knight of Cups, this energy of like you're following your heart. You're being called to follow your heart. And I know it sounds cheesy, but genuinely speaking, your inner child is, again, you have a very strong heart space is what I'm sensing. Like your inner child is a very beautiful individual that has all of this hope, all of these dreams. And maybe with this completion, this sense of new awakening that you're having, you're being called to, again, follow your inner child and to keep going. Whether you've started this journey or you feel like you're being called to do so, there's this energy of like, you're kind of following the beat of your own drum. Again, the Fool keeps coming into mind. Like you've started this new journey and you're following the beat of your own drum. You're following your intuition wherever you're being called, even if it doesn't make sense to you or other people even, you just feel called to do that. Okay. The Seven of Swords and the Devil can kind of give that energy of like doubt or, you know, old beliefs, feeling maybe disillusioned or feeling maybe people want you to be disillusioned and they prefer you to be trapped. They prefer you to have all these old beliefs that kept you stuck, that kept you confined in your old life because they like that version of you. That version of you is accessible, easy to control. That version of you is more digestible, but who cares about being digestible? Okay. Who cares about being palatable for other people? Like, again, now that you this energy of like you've broken free from those, you've released your inhibitions. That's the word that I was looking for. You've released your inhibitions. Okay. You have allowed yourself to free yourself from this energy, whether it was mental or physical, that was keeping you trapped. And now again, there's this energy of movement forward. You are walking and moving and taking a journey, following your inner child. It is taking the wheel. Okay. And it's not going to be pretty all the time and it's not going to make sense. And you're going to feel crazy. Four of Wands coming out again, celebration, joy, homecoming, satisfaction. Ooh. I swear, all these cards want to fly out. Nine of Cups wanted to fly out again. Like, yeah, as a result of you following your intuition, following your inner child, this wish fulfillment is going to come. Okay. We also have, we also had the Two of Cups and the Two of Swords. Okay, so 2-2 could be significant. I've been seeing that angel number a lot. So if you've been seeing 222 a lot, that could be significant as well. But yeah, this energy, Two of Cups, Two of Swords, maybe there's a decision that you have to make when it comes to a specific connection. I want to get some more clarification cards on these two specifically, just to help out. There's a decision that needs to be made. Let's see. Can we get some clarification cards on the Two of Cups and Two of Swords? Yeah, I'm sensing a decision that has to be made when it comes to a connection or connections. It could be plural. Okay, we'll shuffle it one more time and then let's see what's doing that. Two of Swords can also give this energy of being at a crossroad. Maybe you feel like you're caught in between. Especially when you go on a spiritual journey, And personally for me, I think any journey that is being led by your inner child is spiritual in a sense, because it feels like you're following something that's very intangible. You can't put your finger on it, but it is something that is just very internal. And that's what's happening right now. And it kind of sense again like this. The Two of Cups can also signify like internal wholeness. Like you no longer feeling fragmented. All of these different parts of you, if you believe in IFS therapy, you have different parts of you. You have your inner child, you've got your firefighter, you've got kind of like inside out. You've got your sadness, you've got joy, you've got anxiety, you've got boredom, you've got all these different parts, but you know that every single part is important. Doesn't matter which one it is, anger, judgment, disgust, all of these different parts of you are functional and they are important. And it's kind of like the sense of you're no longer feeling fragmented. And as a result, it's kind of like the relationships outside of you are going to start matching this. But maybe there are currently relationships, 555 as I look up again, maybe there are relationships right now that maybe are not aligned with you. And it's a sense of like, now that you're starting to experience internal wholeness, okay, the sun at the bottom, love that. It's like you're gaining a sense of joy within yourself. It's like a lot of the decisions or maybe the things that I'm getting multiple messages, bear with me. But one of the main messages is like, again, you are experiencing this internal wholeness that is externalizing into physical in the 3D. Just like internal abundance manifests into external abundance, where it's like you feel content, you feel satisfied on the inside, your external reality is going to shift to match that. Because it's very clear you're a different person, and it is very clear that you are seeking to make an important decision because maybe you're feeling misaligned. Again, I keep thinking that Judgment card, like you feel confined and you are ready to kind of break free. I'm thinking about that song from High School Musical, Breaking Free. Like you're ready to break free, but maybe there is something holding you back from getting that happy ever after, that sunshine, that joy, that fulfillment. And it could be somebody, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be relationship, it could be your job, like whatever. There is maybe some external relationships that are blocking or preventing you from maneuvering forward that you've got to investigate and you've got to, look into. Okay, 3 of Swords showing up. Oh, with 3 of Wands at the bottom. So 3-3, lots of synchronicities. We got 2-2 and 3-3. I'm sensing with the 3 of Swords, this energy, this could be a relationship that has maybe hurt you multiple times in the past. And I'm sensing once this decision has been made to finally release this attachment, there's a sense of expansion that is going to start, like the expansion, maybe that feeling that you've been, again, feeling stuck in your old life. That feeling is gonna go away once you kind of address this relational wound. This is definitely giving relational wound. I'm not getting anything specific, but it's something has to do with someone that is in your life that you have to make a very important decision. Unfortunately, sometimes when you're going onto a new journey, whether it is, again, a spiritual journey, it is a creative journey, and it's very unconventional, unfortunately, not everyone can come. Okay, the Hierophant. This is divinely guided. This is unfolding in a way that is very spiritually aligned. It feels orchestrated by the universe. And I feel like intuitively, the Hierophant can also give a sense of like being connected to a higher power. Maybe you are very connected to your ancestors, or you have a very strong spiritual team and angels. You might have some, lucky placements, like your Jupiter is in your 12th house. Mine is in my 1st. I think in my other astrology chart, though, it's in my 12th house. So you might have some really, special astrological placements that kind of make you feel like you're more spiritually connected or more spiritually in tuned than other people. It doesn't mean you're better or worse. It just means that you might have some spiritual gifts that other people don't have, and that's okay. We all have our own little unique gifts. And this one, I'm sensing, again, it's like this energy of like you understand. It's like you're able to understand your journey from your higher self. Like you can put yourself in the shoes of your inner child and you can say, you know what, I understand why this journey is unfolding. I understand why all these things are happening. You can see it. Even if you're still going crazy, even if you feel disconnected and detached, there is this very smart, intelligent part of you, and that is your inner child that knows that this journey needs to happen. I can speak for myself, embarking on this journey of becoming a multi-passionate artist and wanting to be successful and forcing myself to get through that uncomfortability of starting, of putting myself out there and reinforcing it and doing it. The more often you do it, the better and better you get at it. It is very challenging because a lot of people are not doing that. You don't have that support. You're doing it all by yourself. It could be very challenging. But again, when you're being guided by your inner child, it feels very natural. It feels very effortless. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it feels aligned. You feel like this is what you're supposed to do. Regardless of whether you wake up feeling the best or you wake up feeling like complete garbage, you know that this is what you're meant to do. And whatever you're being called to, I'm here to tell you to follow it. I want to help other people on their spiritual journey follow the path that they feel they've been called to. And some of you may know this video is for people who I feel know it, because I know my path intuitively and I'm following it at the moment, 111. So this message is for people who I feel like have finally become aware or are starting to become aware of what they feel is their life purpose, because you've probably been on this spiritual journey for a long time is also what I'm sensing. I'm sensing some veteran spiritual people who've been doing this for years and years and who know the ebbs and flows of the spiritual life. They know the highs and the lows, okay? They know what it's like to be in the valley, to be in the dark night of the soul. Like I'm talking to people who have probably gone through multiple ascensions and multiple rebirths and multiple metamorphoses. And you probably are very, again, in tune with the things that are happening astrologically and also astronomically. You know, maybe you were affected deeply by the last Mercury retrograde, or the full lunar eclipse, like the solar eclipse season that we had. Oof, that was rough. If you had a rough solar eclipse season, this message might be for you as well, because that was me. Like I was so depressed. Whew, it was hard. It was very hard. It felt like spiritual warfare, honestly. And I never been someone who likes to blame things on the planet, but that last Mercury retrograde definitely whooped my ass. And that's when I started to believe, you know what, maybe it could be true, because everything was falling apart, like communications, disagreements, like everything was just not working, plans. I'm like, dang, like, can things just flow together? Mercury said no. I'm so sorry. Like this. Anyways, so I wanted to do a final shuffle for the cards. Final messages from your inner child for this collective. Any final cards that want to come out? I love this deck. I've been using this deck for about a couple months now, and I've gotten very comfortable with it. You know, it's my favorite. It's my first deck that I ever got, and I learned a lot about myself. I was doing a lot of tarot while I was going through this very, the summer of the dark night of the soul. That was what I was going through. I called it my silent summer, because I literally was by myself 90% of the time. I did not do much. So I was doing a lot of spiritual internal work. And one of the things that I got into was tarot. And it really helped me a lot during the summer to get through a very challenging time. So maybe you had a very challenging summer. I believe I mentioned that. Get cards, come on. Let's just pull. Let's just randomly pull. Let's see. What did I pull? 8 of Pentacles, okay. Another card we're just gonna, so you guys don't see actually. I don't see. We're gonna do like a little random one. The Page of Pentacles, okay, and then we're gonna do one more. One more. Card wants to come out. Don't be shy. Well, flew right out. All right, let's pick up the cards that flew right out. Oh, lots of cards. We got the Magician, Queen of Swords, Six of Wands, the World, and Knight of Cups again. So yeah, your inner child. What I'm getting with the Page of Pentacles is this idea. You've had this idea, you've had this seed for a while, you've had this desire for a long time, and your inner child has spent a lot of time maybe perfecting it. Maybe you're someone that likes to daydream a lot. I'm thinking the Seven of Cups. Maybe you were thinking a lot about how you wanted this wish fulfillment to unfold, and maybe you had very limiting ways of thinking about it, but again, you were a novice at the time. You thought that this is how it's supposed to go, that you had to do this, that, and the third to get it. But now you realize, Eight of Pentacles, I'm thinking like in internal resourcefulness. You realize you already have the skills, you already have the tools, the abilities, the talents, whatever it is, to start this journey. I'm getting craft related, like maybe some of you are very creative. I'm someone who likes to create a lot. I have a lot of different passions and everything. So maybe you are someone who is multi-passionate, or you have something that you're very passionate about and you're just starting. You've had this idea for what seems like a long time. This idea comes from your inner child, and you're kind of realizing in this spiritual journey that you have the tools and the ability to start building the foundation of this, because it's supposed to manifest into something amazing. I mean, again, it's coming to a sense of completion. What happened here? Yeah, there we go. It's like you are the magician. You are able to bring whatever it is into the 4D, the 5D, and bring it into the 3D, okay? You are able to bring the metaphysical into the physical. This is natural. This is within you. This is within every human being, but you are aware of it. You are aware that you are able to manifest whatever you want, and you needed this spiritual journey to realize that you are capable of actioning and taking steps towards whatever is calling you. Okay, Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups, again, you are able to take the necessary steps towards, again, the things that you desire. And this is not about chasing, this is not about striving, this is not about forcing yourself. This is about allowing yourself to receive, right? And how comfortable are you with receiving, right? This summer, I had to learn a lot about being comfortable with receiving and being comfortable with rest and not doing anything. It's giving this energy of like, the more you rest, the more you receive. So in that time of you taking that moment, that period, to step into the hermit mode and to focus on yourself, to focus on, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to look within the mirror and really, again, get to the root. What do you want? You've come out of that hermit mode a different person. You understand your power. You understand that you manifest best when you are following your heart. Again, cheesy. I know it's cheesy, but you manifest best. You take actions best when you are following the things that when you are following the things that are naturally aligned with you. And again, as a result of you doing that, things unfold naturally. Things unfold effortlessly because you are doing things that are aligned with yourself. Okay, again, Six of Wands, the World, like this is giving celebration, public recognition, victory. Like there's this big kind of like success, like you did something, you achieved something that's going to garner, where the rest of my cards there, that's going to garner some sense of celebration, or maybe even being seen. Maybe you want to start content creating. I've been wanting to be a content creator for a long time, so maybe that resonates with you. Maybe you're just starting off, or you've had this desire and you're like thinking like, okay, like what do I need to do? Just like me, I was in a place where I've been wanting to be a content creator for maybe a couple of years now, and I just started this year, and it really is about like just starting. Like once you are able to start and you have, again, that physical proof of whatever you're creating, or you have physical proof of whatever you are trying to achieve, it doesn't even have to be something creative. whatever your inner child is guiding you towards you, again, as you choose to follow this impulse, follow this calling, this desire, and reinforcing this new identity, this new self that is, again, being very heart-led, you're finding that sense of, you're finding your home, you're finding where you belong, you are going to get the celebration, the rewards. This is where you're heading. Four of Wands. So we are going to end tarot with the Empress here. I feel like this was a really beautiful message for the collective about taking the time to connect with your inner child, because personally for me, after taking that time to really discover the things that I truly wanted to achieve and to get rid of the limiting beliefs and letting my inner child take the reins, my life has gotten so much better. I'm no longer in this energy of high functioning and high performing where I feel like I need to struggle and suffer in order to receive, or that I need to do things that I don't enjoy, or work and do things that I don't enjoy in order to receive. It's like I'm able to receive the things that I desire, not because of what I'm doing, but because of what I believe in now, where you understand the importance of rest, right? That energy of like, the more you rest, the more you receive. I didn't understand it at first, but then I realized when we're all busy chasing things, it's almost as if they're running away from us. But when we believe genuinely, oh, this is what I desire, and it doesn't feel forceful, you are stepping into alignment, where you're stepping into identity, saying this is aligned with who this new identity is, right? New identity, and it's this energy, and it's coming together, and this sense of alignment is what is bringing you where you need to go. I also believe that we're always in alignment. I'm not someone who, I think that even when you do feel misaligned, you're exactly where you need to be to learn what you need to learn, until you are going to make that decision to say, you know what, this ain't it. Okay, because you needed those periods. Again, you can look back at your spiritual journey and see how every single period, every single phase needed to happen in order for you to get to where you are. And I can look back, I've been on this spiritual journey since the pandemic, so about 4 or 5 years. And I've learned so much. Like, I don't even remember every single phase that I have gone through, but I needed to go through all of it, because it is the reason why I'm able to, again, sit here and start making content and start doing the things that I want to do. I needed to realize that I am worthy of creating, and I am worthy of pursuing the things that my inner child has been wanting to pursue. Generally speaking, when it comes to listening to your inner child and following your inner child to where it is leading you, again, it's not going to make sense. It's not going to look the way that it's supposed to look, or look the way that you imagine it. But I definitely believe that in a spiritual journey, if you're planning on embarking on this journey for a lifetime, that there are periods in your life where you need to do things unconventionally. You need to break the mold and break patterns and break routines and break ways of living, because you need to figure out what works best for you. And the way that a lot of people might be living their life, it just doesn't align with you, and it just doesn't resonate with you. And if you understand that, where you've been desiring to live a life where maybe other people are not living it, and there's no blueprint, and you've got to create it, you're really, again, you're improvising. You're completely just shooting the shit. You're kind of like faking it till you make it. And a lot of people who, again, decided to take a different path to whatever their definition of abundance and joy and success and whatever that looks like, a lot of the times when they probably did not know what the hell they were doing. But you don't have to know what you're doing. I think that's the whole point about following your inner child. You don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to know all the details. The moon, you don't have to know all the pieces, but you've been intuitively guided this whole time. You haven't taken a misstep. You haven't taken a wrong turn. And even if there was a time where maybe you were about to fall into a wrong turn, I'm telling you, the universe is going to put you on the path real quick. I like to look at shortcuts as like the universe being like, do not go down that road. Like that road is it's the long way. It's gonna take forever. Like you're gonna get to your destination regardless, but shortcuts is kind of like the universe like telling you like, no, it's gonna take longer for you to go down way. Like just keep going on this path. So those delays and those blocks, it's honestly been for your benefit. It's been for my benefit in my spiritual journey. But again, it takes time. And when you are able to reframe and step into the perspective of understanding your higher self, okay, where you can look at it from that bird's view perspective, you can look at your life objectively and say, you know what, every single phase served its purpose and I'm grateful for that, but there's nothing wrong with wanting more and desiring more. And if you're watching this video again and you're trying to understand what your inner child is calling out to you, for many of you, again, that sense of feeling confined in your old life, you're ready for more, you're ready to expand, you're ready to kind of let life take you, and you're ready for that adventure. And it's like your inner child is desiring that, it needs that. So if you can get anything out from this message, is to definitely continue to listen to your inner child, because clearly it is guiding you exactly where you need to go. My inner child, again, I've been doing this creative project for this creative challenge where I create every single day. And today is day 21 as I am 21 as I am filming this video. And it has been such a healing journey, only 21 days where I have been creating things every day. Some days again every single day has been different. Some days have been harder than others. I've had to switch things up. I've noticed where my weak points are, and then I've noticed where my strengths are. Like it's been very spiritual at the same time, and I'm learning a lot about myself, but it is the most fun that I'm having, where I'm just kind of letting myself create with no inhibitions, and I'm doing the things that I actually enjoy doing, because I'm in a place right now where I, again, have taken the time to go into hermit mode and then figuring out what I want to do. And now I'm starting this brand new journey for myself, and I'm very excited. So I look forward to continuing to do tarot readings as well. For this particular collective, I feel like we're very similar, so I'm excited to continue progressing and continuing to develop into the spiritual arts and the esoteric arts as well. Love this deck, super nice. If you want to know where this tarot deck is from, it is the Pulp Tarot. This one is, again, it's the first deck that I've ever gotten, and it is amazing. I love the old vintage pinup vibes, so this deck is definitely old soul vibes. But thank you guys so much for listening to the Tarot Empress, and let me know what you guys want to also see when it comes to spirituality. I'm also really into astrology, so maybe I want to kind of dive into that. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the Tarot with the Empress.